Welcome back, folks. We're here for the starting 11 prediction for the game against Motherwell tomorrow, and we only need one subscriber. Yes, just one subscriber to get over 38,000. Let's go. Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. We're here for the starting 11 prediction for tomorrow's game against Motherwell at Celtic Park. It is the final pre-split fixture of the season. I actually can't believe we're here already. It seems like this season has absolutely flown in. But no wonder it seems like it's flown in, because we've watched Celtic bang in an unbelievable amount of goals, play scintillating football for most of it. So it looks like it's gone by in a flash. Martin was at the pre-match press conference today for Celtic Fans TV. I thought he got some great answers out of Ange Postecoglou. We've all come to expect and accept that Ange Postecoglou is going to treat most of these mainstream media questions with a bit of disdain. He just seems sick fed up with them, because they seem to circle around the same issues and they have the same tone every single week. There's certain questions that I think the journalists know he's not going to answer the way that they would like him to, but they just keep asking him and the hope that they'll get a headline. But I thought Martin's questions, because they were coming from a supporter's perspective, got a much better mood out of him. We got a smile, and he gave great insight about how important the number of goals the team is scoring is to him, in terms of how he wants the fans to enjoy and remember this Celtic team. So let's hope we can add to that tomorrow. The goal tally, we're almost there in terms of beating the Brendan Rodgers team, but as Martin mentioned in the press conference, it'd be brilliant if this Celtic team can score more goals than any team in the club's history, even going back to that 116 goal season in 1915. That is a record, even though it doesn't get you a trophy and it's not really the thing you set out to do at the start of the season. It would be a really nice record for this team to set, because I think we've all enjoyed watching them, and we can all agree that in terms of the attacking style, it's as good or better than we've seen for a long, long time at Celtic. So Motherwell will come into this game. They don't have too much to play for. If results had went their way last weekend, they could have been in a fighting chance of top six. But obviously they lost to Dundee United, and Hibs won the derby, meaning that they're guaranteed bottom six, so there's not too much riding on it for them, but they have performed pretty well since Stuart Kettlewell took over. I think if we play to our level, and if we play anywhere near the level that we showed in the first 45 minutes at Rugby Park last week, I expect us to get another really comfortable win and add to that goal tally. We only need 7 more points to clinch the title. You would think it's only a matter of time now, but if we can win and win well tomorrow, we'll be this close to having 2 hands on the trophy. So it can be a big step for us tomorrow. And everything else aside, I'm just looking forward to a Saturday, 3 o'clock kickoff, going to watch this Celtic team and hopefully be entertained the way we have been throughout this season. So we'll get to the team then, and we'll start in goals as we always do, with Joe Hart. No prizes for guessing that one. I think the back four will look a wee bit more like the first choice back four tomorrow. I think it'll be Alistair Johnston at right back. I think Cameron Carter-Vickers will come back in alongside Carol Starfelt, and Greg Taylor will play at left back. Martin also spoke to Greg Taylor in the pre-match press conference today. We do have some audio from that. I'll try and clip it up and maybe share it in some YouTube shorts or something like that, but you know where to find it. The full video conference is on Celtic's official YouTube channel. You can catch the whole press conference with Greg Taylor and Ange Postecoglou there. He wasn't happy, Ange Postecoglou, about being pushed on Cameron Carter-Vickers' fitness after the story broke during the week that he might need surgery in the close season. He's fit, he's going to play tomorrow, and if he doesn't get injured tomorrow, he'll play next week as well. So who knows if there's an ongoing issue there, something that does need addressed. If he does need a wee bit of surgery, who knows. I think Ange likes to keep his cards close to his chest in terms of injuries. He did reveal today that no one who was out last week is back for this game. That might be a bit of a concern. He says they're all training. Maybe it's just a case of not wanting to risk them. But with the likes of Hatate, we're looking at maybe 3 or 4 weeks since his last game if we wait until the semi-final next week. So then you've got the question of sharpness, and can he go straight back in and play at top gear the way he might have to in that game. That's all to be seen, but I think Cameron Carter-Vickers will come back tomorrow. Kobayashi did well last week and pressed. I think we might see more of him between now and the end of the season. I think he looks like a promising player. Still lots of development in him, but I think that'll be the back four tomorrow. I don't think we'll see any change in midfield. I think Iwata will keep his position in there. I think he deserves it. I thought he was really, really good last week. I think you can tell he's a quality football player. The way he receives the ball, his understanding of the game, the way he reads it. I mentioned that in full-time reaction last week, demanding the ball off Kobayashi and telling him, listen, don't worry. If somebody's on my back, I'll take the ball. I'll take the responsibility for it. Just give me it. That tells you his confidence and his belief in his own ability. And I think he's settled in well. And again, Martin asked Ange about Iwata today, and he said he's the least surprised out of anybody about how he settled in because he knew what he was getting, having coached him before. So he's been impressive. I think McGregor will obviously play ahead of him, and Matt O'Reilly, who got 2 goals last weekend at Rugby Park. Good for O'Reilly. I think the derby, I was impressed with him. I thought it was a good performance from. I thought it was a performance that he would take confidence from, and I think we saw that last week with those 2 goals. As I say, we were scintillating in the first half, and he was a standout. Took his goals really, really well. The first one is a really calm finish. He almost passes it into the far corner. But you see the ability he's got, because with the second one, it's a totally different finish. He takes a touch and he smashes it into the top corner, wraps his foot around it. So great to see him back in amongst the goals. We know he's had plenty of assists this season, but goals is something he struggled with until the last couple of months. I think he deserves to keep his place. And in the front three, I take it Abada's still out. I take it Jota's still out on the basis that Ange says everyone who missed out last week will still miss out tomorrow. Whether that's because they're still carrying an injury or because he just doesn't feel ready to put them back in yet, who knows. But I think the front three will be Dyson, Maeda on the right, Sead Haksabanovic on the left, and the top scorer Kyogo Furuhashi through the middle. I know that looks a bit strange because Maeda usually starts on the left and Haksabanovic started on the right last weekend. I think Haksabanovic only really got going when he moved to the left-hand side in the second half. Another one similar to Jota, right-footed, great dribbler, but really likes to drift in from the left-hand side. He doesn't look natural or really fully suited to playing from the right-hand side. I know he's done it at times this season, but his real strength is coming in off the left-hand side, linking up, dribbling by players, committing defenders, but also, as we've seen on numerous occasions this season, coming in for the left-hand side and finishing from the edge of the box, from outside the box, from inside the box. He's a really good finisher, but I think in order for him to be comfortable and play to his highest level, he really needs to be playing for the left-hand side. So I think that will be the setup tomorrow. Obviously, they'll interchange during the 90 minutes. That's always what happens generally with the wingers at some point in the game. But I'd like to see Haksabanovic on the left as much as possible tomorrow. And as I say, through the middle, Kyogo. I don't agree that we should be resting him totally and starting him on the bench tomorrow. He could get injured in training, and I think that's what the manager would tell you as well. So we want to play our strongest team. We want to close in on the title. We want to close in on these records. And he's got 29 goals. Should have got 30 last week for the season by putting away that penalty, but he hit the post. I expect him to get chances tomorrow if he plays. He's scored the most goals in a season for Celtic since Lee Griffiths, I think 2015-16 with 31. So he's well in with a chance of smashing past that as well. I want to see him get as many goals as possible because I think he puts himself in good company. I think there's maybe only 8 Celtic strikers since 2000 that have scored over 30 goals in a season. And as I say, to go in that company with the Larsons, the Suttons, the Hartsons, the Hoopers, Edwards, I think that is where he deserves to be, and it adds another string to his bow in terms of this ongoing debate about who's the best since Larson. So there you go, that's the team I think the manager will pick tomorrow. You can let me know what you think in the comments below. Like this video, as I said at the top, please don't forget to subscribe. We are this close to 38,000, and that's another nice milestone for us. Join us tomorrow for all of the full-time reaction after the game from Celtic Park, and wherever you're watching it around the world, enjoy. See you tomorrow.